Welcome back to our YouTube channel, The Book Digest. In today's episode, we're diving into a powerful and practical summary of The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. Look, if you're tired of business books that just paint this rosy picture of success, well, this one's for you. This is the real deal. Right from the start, Horowitz pulls no punches. This is not a feel-good story. It's a survival guide that was basically born from the absolute chaos of the dot-com crash. It's all about those moments where there's no good option, you're just picking between bad and, well, worse. So right at the center of this whole thing is what Horowitz calls the struggle. And believe me, he says it's something pretty much every leader is going to face sooner or later. So the struggle, it isn't just about your balance sheet looking bad. No, this is a psychological gut punch. It's that feeling, when everything you planned has just completely fallen apart and your best people are jumping ship. And the worst part? You are totally, completely alone. You have to put on this brave face for everyone, but inside, you're just in a total freefall. Okay, so how on earth do you get through this struggle? Well, Horowitz has this amazing metaphor. Think about a race car driver. If they stare at the wall, what happens? They crash right into it. They have to focus on the road ahead. In a crisis, that wall is every single mistake you've made, every possible thing that could go wrong. The road is that one single thing you can do right now to move forward. So the lesson is simple, right? Keep your eyes on the road. All right, and that idea of focusing on the road leads us right into one of the book's most famous concepts, and that is wartime versus peacetime leadership. The basic idea is that your leadership style has to change, like radically change, depending on whether your company is just cruising along or literally fighting for its life. So in peacetime, it's all about getting everyone to agree, building a great culture, optimizing things. But in wartime, that same approach will get you killed. A wartime CEO, they have to be a dictator. They have to make lightning fast, sometimes ruthless decisions just to survive. The crazy part is, the very things that make you a great peacetime leader can be your downfall in wartime. Okay, let's get into the really hard stuff. We're talking about the nitty-gritty, painful decisions that most other business books are just too scared to even talk about. All right, let's talk about layoffs. Horowitz is just brutally honest here. The CEO, not someone else, the CEO delivers the news to the whole company. You have to move fast because dragging it out just kills morale. And then it's the managers, not HR, who have those tough one-on-one talks. Why? Because doing anything less just screams that you don't actually value your people. This right here is when your company's true values are on full display. Okay, here's another gut-wrencher. What do you really do when you have an employee who's been with you forever, they're loyal, they've worked their tail off, but they just aren't good enough for the role anymore? The company has outgrown them? Man, what a tough spot. The logic here is, well, it's brutal, but it's crystal clear. If you keep an underperforming but loyal person in a key role, you're not actually being kind to them. You're failing everyone else who's counting on that job being done right. Horowitz says the only truly humane thing to do is be direct, be respectful, and do it quickly. Waiting, procrastinating, that's just cruel to everybody, including the person you're trying to protect. So if firing people is this painful, necessary evil, how do you get things right from the very beginning? For Horowitz, it all comes down to one thing: hiring. Now, this is a real game-changing idea. Most companies, right, they hire for a lack of weakness. They're looking for someone who doesn't have any major flaws. And you know what that gets you? A team of vanilla employees. Horowitz says to do the exact opposite. Hire for strength. Find the person who is absolutely world-class at the one single thing that matters most for that role. And you know what? Don't worry so much about their weaknesses. And this brings us to a memorable and kind of depressing rule about how companies can go downhill. Horowitz calls it the law of crappy people. Basically, it says that over time, in a big company, any given job title tends to attract the worst possible person who can still believably hold that title. Ouch. So how do you fight this law? The answer is simple, but man, it is not easy. You have to hold the line. Management has to be absolutely relentless about maintaining a super high bar for every single role. You just can't let your standards slip, not even for a second, just because it's convenient. Okay, so after all this talk of struggle and these incredibly hard things, is there any kind of formula for success? Well, what we're about to show you is probably the closest thing Horowitz gives us to a CEO's guiding philosophy. And here it is. It's all about priorities. Number 1, people. Number 2, products. And number 3, profits. The order here is everything. It's a chain reaction. Take care of your people, and they will build incredible products. And guess what? Incredible products are what lead to profits. If you get this order wrong, you're pretty much doomed. And really, this brings us to the book's ultimate point. There is no magic formula. The hard things are hard because there are no easy, repeatable answers for them. The real value of this book isn't some secret checklist. It's the honesty. It's like having a companion who gets it. It's that feeling of knowing that someone else has been there, in that dark place at 3 a.m. with absolutely no idea what to do. And they somehow, some way, made it through. So we'll leave you with this question, and it's really for anyone out there facing a huge challenge, not just a CEO. When you face your struggle, whatever it may be, are you going to focus on the wall, or are you going to focus on the road? Thanks for tuning in to the Book Digest.